Shalom. This is the priest Tahawan Mayam. I'm from the Shepherds of Berea camp. I come in the name and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem Rakar Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Salutation to the brothers, the hopeful elect, the brothers across the globe that's doing this work sincerely and truthfully, man. I've been in a lot of deep thought lately, and just watch this video. It triggers an emotion out of me, and just want y'all brothers to see this. This happened in the Bronx, New York. Once again, man, the Shepherds of Berea camp, we're based out of Brooklyn, New York. You know what I'm saying? And this is what we see, man, and it's sad, okay? Watch this video. Stop. And you see, he's about to reach for a gun, right? And then this guy just smacked him, right? And the guy must be friends with this guy. They must know each other, or this probably was a setup from the jump. And watch what this guy gonna do. Bow. 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 Blood leaking. This is the world that we live in. This is the world, and where's the love at? Where's the love at? Okay? All right. This world want to get you to be in the cancel culture, right? They want you to be involved in canceling the culture, right? Right? Pepe Le Pew, right? Let me see, was an article on that, right? Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. My computer acting up. All right, yeah, Pepe Le Pew. They want to cancel Pepe Le Pew, right? This is the culture, that they want to do. They want to cancel Pepe Le Pew, right? Right? He was harassing the other skunk, right? They want to harp on all these things that don't matter, okay? America, we need to cancel the culture of America, all right? We need to cancel the culture of hip hop. All right. We need to cancel the culture of guns. All right. Our children, the children of Israel are dying every day. And my question is, where is the love? You see, self-love is nation love. All right. Israelite love. Okay. And when you look up the definition of self-love, it says an appreciation of one's own worth. So that video that we just seen, nobody cared about that person's life. The guy that smacked him, okay? The guy that was about to pull out his gun to shoot the guy that smacked him. And then the friend that already had the gun on his side that shot him in his head. Where is the love? Where is the respect? You see? Cancel that. Cancel all this stuff that's going on in the corner stores, bodegas, man. Cancel the hood. Cancel hip hop. Don't make no sense. This is the book of Leviticus 19:17, Leviticus chapter 19, verses 17 through 18. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do before I read that? Let's get a pure understanding, because we want to read things in its total context. It says Leviticus 19:1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the congregation of the children of Israel. So who was this written to? The children of Israel. Wasn't written for everybody. The laws was not written for everybody. And say unto them, ye shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. Okay? So let's get that in context. This message was only for the Israelites. So when you read verse 17, it says, thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. You see, it's talking about the nation, the brothers of the nation of Israel. Okay? From Judah, Benjamin, Levi, all the way down to Naphtali, Issachar, all the 12 tribes. We had an operation where we dealt with self-love. And it was laws against hating on your brother. But that's all you see. And it's being fueled by a lot of things, the TV, the video games. Let's cancel these violent video games. Let's cancel hip hop. Where all they talk about, the Junebug challenge has been turned into a dance. But when you listen to the lyrics of the song, he's talking about killing another black man, a so-called black man. Talking about knocking his dreads off. Who is he? What visual is he talking about when he says that? It says, thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him. So you supposed to be in the spirit of rebuking your neighbor. It shouldn't be no rolling 60s, GS9. Okay, Bobby Shmurda for president. When he come home, we need to honor Bobby Shmurda. For what? For what? For killing his own people? So we rewarding people for killing other black and Latino men? Because that's what they was doing. So now he gets rewarded, private jet, jury. He gets rewarded for that? We need to counsel hip-hop culture, man. We need to counsel anybody that promotes that, man. Holding grudges. That is bad for your mind. That's bad for your health. It's bad for your heart rate. It's bad for your blood pressure. All right? That's all we do in our neighborhoods. Hold grudges, man. Verse 18. It says, thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. And you could clearly see in that video, man. That video was disgusting, but it's so many. What's the difference between that video and Nipsey Hussle video? What is the difference? And that's all we doing. Somebody dies in the hood, then it's retaliation. It's never going to stop. Unless we get rid of these grudges, man. And come back to the Lord. Come back to the ways that made us successful, made us righteous, man. Made us holy. It says, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. I am the Lord. So you're supposed to love your neighbor as yourself. Okay? So if I live next door, let's say there's somebody that's named Marvin. All right? Guess what? I'm going to want the same thing for him, right? If I see something wrong or somebody throws some garbage in his yard, I'm going to pick it up. And vice versa. If I see that his mother need help getting inside the house, I'm going to help her out because I would want somebody to help out my mother. If I see Marvin's son or whoever outside committing, doing something stupid, I'm supposed to correct them. This is the mentality that this is asinine. For videos to go up constantly, day in and day out, showing our children just getting laid down and nobody stepping to the plate. Oh, I know why. Because Black Lives Matter is getting millions of dollars and pocketing it. We have to turn back to the old ways, man. And I'm going to jump into this sit down. I just wanted to, it says Jeremiah 6:16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see. Meaning what? Look, let's do a compare and contrast, right? This obviously is not the way to move. Strip club culture, all-star weekend. This obviously is not the way to move. Interracial marriaging. This is obviously not the way to move because look what's happening to our people. We're being diluted and diluted. Blood is pouring all throughout the streets. And ask for the old paths. Because the old paths was better. We wasn't born, we didn't come to America to be Crips and Bloods. I don't care how you try to flip it. Oh, we for the community. BS, man. You ain't for the goddamn community. You're not for the people of children of Israel. When we was in slavery, we didn't have no time to think about Bloods and Crips and black disciples, folk nations, because we had that goddamn devil hand on our ASS. And they was whipping us every day. They was beating us every day. They was raping our children every day. We had no choice but to stick together. Open up more banks, open up more hospitals, open up our own Negro leagues, because this devil wasn't giving us nothing. Okay? It says, where is the good way? We're supposed to be looking for the good way. You want to create passive income, but how are you going to create passive income when you're dumb? When you're dumb. And walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. And that's what they saying. They saying, man, F that, man. We not walking therein. But only if we have more Gabael. Y'all know who Gabael is? Let's read about him, man. That's the type of brothers we need in our neighborhoods, man. That's the type of brothers we need in this truth, man. We need more men like this, man. This is the book of Tobit. This is a beautiful, beautiful book, man. All right. I just want to, point out some things in the book of Tobit. All right. So I'm just going to read Tobit 1:1. It says, the book of the words of Tobit, son of Tobael, the son of Ananal, the son of Aduel, the son of Gabael, the seed of Asel, of the tribe of Naphtali. So this dude, this guy, this beautiful spirit Tobit, this man Tobit, he broke down his bloodline to all the men. And it went back to the tribe of Naphtali. So Leviticus, the 19th chapter, applies to him. And this is why he moved the way he moved. And I'm going to show you something. This is Tobit 1:12. It's 13. It says, and the Most High gave me grace and favor before what? Anamasia, I think that's Salmanezar, right? It says, so that I would persevere, and I went into Media and left in trust with Gabael, the brother of Gabrius, at Rages in the city of Media, 10 talents of silver. So pretty much he made a come up, right? Let me make sure I read that right. 13 was Shalaki. I just want to make sure. Yeah. He made sure, right, that he was stashing money away, right? And Tobit gave his money to Gabael, right? And it was 10 talents of silver. Now, when you look, how much is 1 talent of silver? Okay. 1 talent of silver is 333 kilograms, which is about let me see. Yeah. It's 33 kilograms. So if you times that by 10, that's 330 kilograms, right? Because he left him 10 talents. So 330 kilograms in silver, right, is $276,000, right? And this is the money that Tobit left with Gabael, all right? These are the type of men that were around. We was able to trust one another, okay? We was able to move and trust one another. Move accordingly, all right? And I'm going to keep reading. It says, now, when Salmanezar was dead, Sennacherib, his son, reigned in his stead, whose estate was troubled that I could not go into Media. So what happened was they had like a big war going on. He couldn't even move around. Okay? And it says, in the time of Salmanezar, I gave many alms to my brethren and gave my bread to the hungry. So look what type of spirit, okay? Look what type of energy Tobit was bringing to the table, man, okay? Tobit was looking out. Tobit was helping his people out, okay? That's what Tobit was doing. Tobit wasn't all about popping bottles and Maybach trucks and all that. Shalmaneser, that's the name. Shalmaneser, Salakia. So when you see this word, that's Shalmaneser. All right. So Tobit was giving back to his brethren and gave bread to the hungry. All right. And my clothes to the naked. Okay. All right. And if I saw any of my nation dead or cast about the walls of Nineveh, I buried him. So Tobit had a love for his people, man. All right. He looked out for his people no matter what. All right. He gave money. He gave clothes. If only we had that same attitude in our neighborhoods, man. And it wasn't like, well, I had to get a job. I went to school while he couldn't go to school. That's not the point, man. And that's what our people are lacking, man. Self-love. And when you show self-love, that means you showing nation love. Yasha Allah love, man. It says, and if the king, right? This is verse 18. And it says, and if the king, Sennacherib, had slain any when he was come and fled from Judea, I buried them privately. So Israelites was getting killed. And guess what? Tobit was like, man, I'm not going to see my people just laid out, right? Laid out on the streets, blood, head busted open, eyes all bleaking with blood. For in his wrath he killed many, but the bodies were not found when they were sought for of the king. And when one of the Ninevites went and complained of me to the king that I buried them, because what did the other nations want to do? They didn't care about our people being laid out. America don't care about our people being laid out. But let one of their own get laid out. Let one of their own get laid out. It says, and hid myself, understanding that I was sought for to be put to death, I withdrew myself for fear. So that's pretty much it. So he had to go on the run. And when he went on the run, he took certain losses and things of that nature, right? So I'm going to show you something real powerful, right? Now, when you go to the 4th chapter, right? I'm going to wrap it up real quick. When you go to the 4th chapter, watch this. It says, Tobit 4:1. And that day, Tobit remembered the money which he had committed to Gabael in rages of Media. And they said, when I was looking up the story, it said this happened 20 years later. All right. He remembered this 20 years later and said with himself, I have wished for death. Wherefore do I not call for my son Tobias that I may signify to him of the money before I die. So pretty much he told his son, yo, listen, do me a favor. I'm going to read verse 20 and 21. It says, and now I signify this, verse 20, and now I signify this today that I committed 10 talents to Gabael, right? That's over $275,000, the son of Gabael at Rages in Midia. And fear not, my son, that we are made poor, for thou hast much wealth, if thou fear God and depart from all sin and do that which is pleasing in his sight. So, yeah, he left the money with Gabael, but he was telling his son, listen, fear not, because you rich, you wealthy already. And depart from sin and do that which is pleasing in the sight of the Most High. Now, I'm going to jump to chapter 5. Now, watch this. It says, and Tobit then answered and said, Father, I will do all these things which thou hast commanded me, but how can I receive the money, seeing I know him not? Meaning what? I never met Gabael. Then he gave him the handwriting and said unto him, seek thee a man which may go with thee whilst I yet alive, and I will give him wages and go and receive the money. So he gave him the agreement, okay, which means that he kept a receipt and Gabael kept a receipt. So he gave Tobias half of the receipt to show Gabael, because Gabael had a receipt already. Okay. So he told him, this is how he's going to know you. I'm going to give you half the receipt, and then you bring it to Gabael, and he's going to know that you're my son. Okay? Now watch this. When you go to chapter 9, mind you, they saying this is 20 years later. 20 years later, right? It says, then Tobias called Raphael and said unto him, brother Azarias, because Raphael the angel told him his name was Azarias. Take with thee a servant and 2 camels and go to Rages of Midia to Gabael and bring me the money and bring him to the wedding. For Raguel have sworn that I shall not depart. But my father counted the days, and if I tarry long, he will be very sorry. So Raphael went out and lodged with Gabael and gave him what? The handwriting. Who brought forth bags which was sealed up and gave them to him. Hold up, man. This man trusted him with 275,000. He didn't go missing. He didn't say, "Oh man, listen, brother, I was behind on my bills, man." No. No. He treated that money like it was his own. You see? Self-love. You see? No egos involved. No egos involved. He didn't say, "Well, shoot, he didn't come get his money in all these years. Shoot, I might as well spend it." See, these were men that had integrity. Integrity. Now watch this. This is Proverbs 11:3. The integrity of the upright shall guide them. You see, when you have integrity, that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, the Holy Spirit, is going to guide you to always do the right thing, no matter what. No matter what. You're going to always do the right thing. You're going to live according to the scriptures, man. You ain't going to rob. You ain't going to steal. You ain't going to kill, no matter what. Because you supposed to show self-love. You are supposed to show nation love, man. Guess what? I got shot. Somebody shot me. Shot me in my back. Over nothing. I didn't even do nothing to this man. He shot me in my back. And you know what? I had to leave it alone. And yes, I could have got revenge. That was easy to do. It's so easy to pick up a gun and get revenge, man. But the Most High was dealing with me. Okay? I knew I was wrong for hanging out on them corners when I supposed to been on the corners prophesying. Because at that time, I was learning about the truth. I was watching the elders. But I still was under that demonic spell of being in the hood. So it says the integrity of the upright shall guide them, but the perversiveness, and what does that word mean? Let's look that word up. Perversiveness of transgressors shall destroy them. Let's look that word up. It says perverse, showing a deliberate and abstained desire to behave in a way that is unreasonable or unacceptable. Okay? So these dudes is moving unreasonably, unacceptably. Unacceptable. They killing one another. They robbing one another. They getting high all day. They popping perks. They popping Xannies. They making songs about committing adultery. And then what it says right here, often in spite of the consequences. You see? They don't care. They lawless, man. You don't think Gabael could have moved Grimy? You don't think that. You really in your mind don't think that he could have found a way to spend $275,000, man. Your integrity, man. It's not about having a big ego. Okay? Egotism. The practice of talking and thinking about oneself excessively because of an undue sense of self-importance. You're not important, man. We are obligated to move like this, man. Okay? This is the book of John 13 and 34. Okay? It says, John 13 and 34. It says, a new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another as I have loved you. And that's not going on in the inner cities, man. That ye also love one another. We don't love one another. That's the problem. And this is why this devil stopped making, remember back in the days, even though it was still crazy, but it wasn't like this. He took the love, remember, it was a lot of love songs back then. All these songs is ratchet, man. Supposed to love one another. It says verse 35, by this shall all men know that ye are my disciples. So how do you know that you are a disciple of the Lord? When you moving within the brotherhood, loving one another, when you showing love, man, when you moving the right way to men that deserve to be are catered to a certain way. This is how you know that them guys, none of them dudes is disciples, man. Especially the one that died, he's gone. Now the Most High might forgive the two guys that did that and might bring them in the truth. You never know. But you know how you a disciple based on how you move. Tobias was a disciple. Tobit was a disciple. They was followers of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Gabael was a disciple. Last scripture, Philippians chapter 2, verse 2 through 4. Fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded. You see, be like-minded. Meaning what? Have the same concepts. You got guys like Big U talking about, yo, man, I'm only for positivity. Well, how you talking about positivity and you still got the Rolling 60s in LA? Why don't you denounce the Rolling 60s, man? We got to be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind. You see, we got to be of the same accord. And you have too many people that's operating with too many concepts in amongst Israel. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in loneliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves. So see, you're supposed to treat a brother, you know, better than yourself. If not the same way, treat him a little bit better than yourself. It's not about having self-interest. It's not about being an egomaniac. We're not treating ourselves the right way. That's why we constantly getting these BS rap deals. That's why we get used and abused. Verse 4, look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. So don't just worry about yourself, man. Okay? Gabael didn't just worry about himself. He had that bag and it was sealed. He didn't even open that bag to say, yo, let me count it. He just kept the bag and had it sealed and never touched it. That thing was collecting dust, man. And that's how you supposed to be, man. You supposed to look on the things. You're supposed to look on the things of others. You're supposed to hold one another down. I shouldn't have to worry about somebody trying to rape my daughter. I shouldn't have to worry about pedophilia. I shouldn't have to worry about that amongst my people. Killings, robberies, all this stuff, man. So search out them old ways, Israel. Come back. Learn how to self-love. You show love by giving it. And it got to be done through the Holy Scriptures, man. All right? So I hope that was edifying, man. You know, and brothers, man, with Passover's coming up real soon, y'all brothers continue to show love, man. You know, let's not be like the 2/3 of Israel. Let's move holy. With that being said, Shalom. I'd like to give infinity honors to my Lord and Savior Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Kodash. Shout outs to the shepherds of Berea camp. All right. And think about that, man. Gabael. All right. Shalom.